Hi, everybody. It's Denise with Divine Soul Astrology. Today, we're going to have an overview on the astrology for March. And yes, today is the 11th, but that's okay. This is a preview because this is really letting us know what's going to be happening for us in a general kind of way, because we're going to have two eclipses this month. And, those are going to be very powerful and very meaningful to all of us, depending on our own charts and depending on the houses. And I will talk about that when I get into, today we're not going to talk about the 12 signs so much, but we're talking about the general astrology for everybody. It will affect everybody. In the next video, I will be talking all about the 12 signs for sure, because today I'm talking about everything in a nutshell that's going on this month. For example, on the 2nd of March, of course, Venus went retrograde in Aries. And so this is Venus this is us kind of taking a step back and looking at our relationships, or perhaps sometimes looking at how we are earning our money, because Venus is ruled both by Libra and Taurus, respectively, right? And what I mean by that is with Venus, with Libra, it's more about relationships and love, and with Taurus, it's about our money and our values. So it went direct in Aries and formed a sextile to Jupiter. So, the sextile to Jupiter it really means any necessary work that we will do will help us grow and expand. And so a sextile is an opportunity. It is a 60-degree configuration on the zodiacal wheel. I won't be showing the wheel today, you guys, but I will in the next video. Yeah, and so, but the sextile gives us an opportunity to do something. And so we have that where Venus has formed a sextile to Jupiter. And, when we are retrograde in Venus, it gives us a chance, as I said, to kind of just to take a step back and look at how we have the things that we've done, decisions we've made, and possibly the relationships we're in, and just a lot of things where we are, as I said, either usually about your money or your love, right, or your relationships. It can be about self-care too, but it's a time for us to step back and look at that. And so Venus will go direct on April the 12th. So we have a good month now to kind of kick back, and we always need time to kind of kick back, or step back, I should say, and really observe our actions, and just see in our perspective too, right, and our attitudes about life, and just see where it's getting us, right? How far has it gotten us? Are we happy? Things like that. So we definitely have an opportunity to do that. On the 3rd, Mercury entered Aries. So Mercury is the planet representing Gemini and Virgo. And Mercury is about our mind. It's our intellect. It can also it rules Gemini and Virgo, as I've said, the 3rd and the 6th houses, respectively. But Mercury is about our decisions. It can be anything that, it can be about our communication, talking, reading. I mean, anything that has to do with kind of our communication. But Mercury is also about our siblings, can be about our decisions too, for sure. Our siblings, the neighborhood, friends, things like that. Uh, and it is, but this Mercury entering Aries is allowing us to be more bolder, our thoughts sharper, and our decisions made with convictions, firm decisions. And this is what Mercury, um, and these decisions with Mercury entering Aries, these are going to be decisions about how to move forward, because that's what Aries is all about, right? Aries is the first sign ruled by Mars, and it is about new beginnings. It's the number one sign, right? The first sign is always about new beginnings. It's a cardinal sign, Aries, meaning they do go after what they want. They take a step forward and say, hey, I'm going to do this, and they do it. Those are cardinal signs, right? And that is, um, yeah. So we have on the 12th, we have the Sun conjuncting Saturn at 22 degree Pisces. All right. So, the Sun is adding its clarity and its power and its warmth. It is teaming up, basically. It is married to Saturn. I guess that's the best way to say it. It is married to Saturn temporarily there, right? When the Sun conjuncts Saturn at 22 degrees in Pisces. So this is a reality check. The sun is about, it can be about our leadership, as is Saturn. But Saturn is about being serious and mature, and, the house of the 10th house of authority and ambition. So when we see Saturn there, sometimes it can be about parents, right? A parent. But with this conjunction, this is a reality check where we can choose to experience moments in our life as either opportunities or challenges, right? And that's a big one. So, once again, it's speaking to our perspective on things, right? And, I had the same thing the other day. I had somebody kind of grouchy on the tennis court. It wasn't the other day, it was a while ago. I may have used this, but, before as an example. And this person was not acting nice, no. And it's not personal to me. This is a very older man who's basically very unhappy with his life. He's kind of a bully too. He's telling these girls on the court they couldn't play their music and it wasn't even loud. And he would never tell a man that. But getting back to the story, at first I thought, well, I don't really know if I want to play with him because kind of, and then I met somebody new to play with, and then there was another team that invited me to play. So I was like, oh, well, this is actually an opportunity, right? That's how that kind of turned out. So this is our perspective on things is everything, right? Keep it positive the best you can, for sure. And yeah, so on the 14th of March, which is 3 days from today, Virgo full moon lunar eclipse. Yes, we're having that at 1:55 p.m. Universal time. Please check your time zone wherever you're at in the world, right? For some people, this will be on the 13th, but a full moon eclipse is a time for reflection. It's also a time for endings and emotional processing. Yes, for sure it's going to be about emotional processing because this is a lunar eclipse, right? Related to the moon, the fourth house, Cancer, and our feelings. But it'll be a time for reflection. A lot of world events are taking place, not that I've predicted, I'm not talking about predictions here, but they do, happen. World leaders, some of them pass away, uh, some of them come into power. There's just a lot of fated events at the time of the eclipse, and sometimes for up to 6 months after. And this is how it works. But the South Node is in Virgo, so this lunar eclipse being in Virgo, this is all about the energy of Virgo. The sixth house can be about our health. It can be about work. It can be about pets sometimes. But it is about the analytical as well, because Virgo is always about the analytical. It's about service. It can be about service sometimes. Virgo always wants to be of service. But the South Node, which is related to the past, is in Virgo at the time, meaning this eclipse is more outcome oriented. So the South Node is related to the past. It's somewhat related to Cancer as well. It's related to our ancestors because these are the lunar nodes, right? And Cancer is ruled by the moon. So when we say the lunar nodes, we're really talking about uh, the moon and everything relating to the moon basically. So this south node in Virgo, the south node was supposed to be what we need to leave behind. It is what we are supposed to learn from and move on and evolve and keep striving to get basically to the north node of fate and destiny. Some like to call it that, but it is where we are striving to go. This is our true purpose in life, or our best self, basically. That is another way to explain the north node. And so the north node is very important, and it's always in an axis with the south node. So this south node in Virgo, yeah, means that this eclipse coming up on the 13th or the 14th, wherever you are, will be, will be bringing results or resolutions that have been long in the making. It's fated, right? The south node relates to the past, yeah, and what we have learned or what we are learning from and moving behind, leaving behind. It can be really related to the South Node, can be related to past lives as well. It can be related to our ancestors, um, and sometimes, our past here on the earth as well, right? Here in the 3D. So the South Node forms a tight opposition. When we have a tight opposition, we have two planets that are perfectly opposite each other on the zodiacal wheel. Oppositions give us kind of basically opportunities to take those energies and merge them to make something better. And they are very important oppositions. They are. The South Node forming a tight opposition to Saturn at 22 degrees Pisces. They're really important for our evolution. That's what they are important for. They are. Opposing Saturn at 22 degrees Pisces and almost an exact trine to Uranus at 24 degrees Taurus. So Uranus is about change and instability, unexpected events, and things like that. And so this trine is making things easier. A trine, it can be like an opportunity, but it just kind of it's about two planets who are both in a trine in the same element. In other words, uh, yeah, forming almost an exact trine to Uranus at 24 degrees Taurus. This makes things easier for us in a nutshell. That's what I was trying to say there with a trine, right? We can see it kind of as for people who are, religious. We can see it maybe as the Trinity, right? With the three, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You don't have to see it like that, no. But originally, the astrologers were in the church, right? Until they realized, I feel like they realized that they didn't want everybody to understand themselves. So the astrologers were kicked out, and then they were basically kind of ostracized from the church. Yeah, and it was a big deal. It was back in the day, way back in the day, right back in time. So these aspects are suggesting the trine there with the South Node forming that tight opposition to Saturn. Yeah. The South Node in Virgo opposing Saturn in Pisces. Yeah, that is an opposition. Exactly right. Um, but yeah, things are changing for us, and these aspects are suggesting a systemic change, like a worldwide change, a statewide change, a country change. But it can just be humanity, themselves kind of looking at things possibly in a different way. But these aspects are also suggesting possibly a disruptive outcome that's been inevitable and long overdue. So, because we have Uranus there and Uranus is all about unexpected events. Yeah, Uranus is the disruptor in the zodiac. Yes, in astrology, that is but it's also about evolution and change, right? Sometimes we have to disrupt the status quo in order to evolve and to have change and innovate and improve things. That's really the idea of that, right? On the 15th, Mercury is it goes retrograde. All right, March 15th, forcing us to wait and perhaps reevaluate or consider or reconsider. Mercury is the ruler of the eclipse as it rules Virgo. So there's really a lot of reevaluating around the time of the lunar eclipse. Yeah, very interesting. Um, yeah, there really is. And with Venus, Venus will be going direct, but there's a lot of reevaluating there too because of the retrograde, right? On the 17th, the sun will be conjunct the north node of fate. And this is the lunar north node, right? Will be conjunct the north node. It's working together. They're kind of married there when we say the sun conjunct the north node at 27 degrees Pisces. So there is still a lot of Pisces energy. A lot of planets are in Pisces right now. We're still in Pisces season. So this is a time for us to let go of whatever is not serving us, whatever possibly needed to be closed already, because Pisces rules the 12th house of endings and closure. Um, and it can represent a lot of time. Sometimes it can. This only happens once a year when we see the sun conjuncting the north node of fate. It's a time where we cannot, uh, it's a time where we can see that our true purpose is sometimes somewhere else. Like with the sun there, it's giving us clarity and letting us know what needs to be left behind in order to evolve, in order to strive toward our best self with the North Node there. On the 19th, the Sun is joining forces, conjuncting, right? Or conjoining. Conjoining is the proper word, is conjoining Neptune at 19 degrees Pisces. So, this is another interesting, very Piscean energy. Pisces is about the ideal as well. It can be about rest and things like that. But on the 19th, the Sun will be conjoining Neptune, and the Sun North Node Neptune conjunction, right? There's three, all conjoining each other will make things clear and personal, as I was trying to say earlier with the Sun. So it'll be clear and personal because the North Node is there, and this is about our fate, our evolution, and where we are going. So this is both inspirational and dreaming, but possible because with Neptune, nothing is too far out or impossible. Neptune is about our dreams and fantasy, but to have our dreams come true. That is what Neptune is about. All right. On the 20th, we have the Sun enters Aries. So that's going to be a big game changer, isn't it? All right. So, which is in about 9 days from today. Today's the 11th. Wow. And so this is going to be a time for new beginnings, change, new endeavors, taking action. It's going to be a time of having more passion, more desire, more courage. Freshness will emerge and an energy of boldness and initiative. And that is what Aries is all about. Cardinal signs. Aries is the first cardinal sign. It's all about initiative. It's a masculine sign. I'm going to do this, right? Like that. And a new moon is always about something new. So, uh, mm-hmm. And so, yeah, we're going to be coming into the new moon on the 29th, though. That won't be until March 29th. But the new moon, especially being in Aries, is about everything brand new. It is about the courage for us to kind of walk our talk. Yeah, basically. And so the new moon is always about something new and the seeds that we are planting for the future. A new moon in Aries is exciting. And so on the 29th, we'll have another eclipse with the Aries new moon. And as I was speaking, this will be a partial solar eclipse with the moon at 9 degrees Aries. All right, a new moon. The new moon, I said, it's always about the future and something exciting. Did I repeat that? It looks like I did a little bit. The new moon is bringing introspection and renewal. Yeah, because it's about seeds that we are planting. So, we are kind of in introspection as we do that, disrupting old patterns and impacting our personal aspirations, leading us to rapid change and transformation. Yeah, Aries is a fast sign. It's a fire sign. There could be overnight changes, right? Especially with the Uranus trine that I was talking about earlier. Yeah, there's going to be, with eclipses, things can happen overnight. They can. So the new moon trines this huge, powerful conjunction in Pisces. I was talking about the conjunction earlier with Saturn, Mercury, and the North Node. These are these three planets. The North Node is not really a planet, but working together, right? Definitely joining forces there. And Neptune as well is part of that. So we have the conjunction there and Neptune in Pisces sextiling Uranus in Taurus. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but I did mention, I feel like it may have been a different, I know I was mentioning Uranus just as of right now. This is change. This is change, evolution. And it's very clear, like all the planets are aligning together about change and growth and new beginnings and new endeavors and things like that. And Uranus is in Taurus, so this is going to be about our values, what we value, what's important to us. It can be about how we earn our money and things like that, our assets. It can be about our assets, our own assets, right? Um, and it has to do with our self-esteem too. And everything, all the energy right now is pointing toward drive, self-esteem, clarity, all the beautiful things that we need in order to really move forward in this life, right? And a trine, I was talking about the trine, the new moon trining Saturn, Mercury, and the North Node, and Neptune. The trine promotes ease, right? And as I was mentioning, excuse me, a little bit earlier, it's often related to our innate qualities or just something that's easy for us to do, right? It's just like, oh, I'm used to that, I can do that. It doesn't have to be anything particularly artistic, although it can, right? Our innate qualities and the ability to go with the flow of the universe. The new moon sextiles Uranus. I mentioned that, I feel like I did, but giving us an opportunity to evolve and, like I said, manage change easier. It's really an exciting time because we are given, opportunities for change and growth and things like that, but we don't often take them. Eclipses and all the energies that I'm seeing, it will be far easier, and this is confirming that, as we may feel that our values have changed, changing us. On the 30th, Neptune is entering Aries at 0 degrees. Yeah, wow. And so 0 degrees is, 0 degrees is the degree in the tarot for the Fool, and the Fool is Aries, right? Aries rules, Mars rules Aries, and, Aries basically is ruling the Fool. We can say that, right? The Fool in the tarot. It's 0. That is his number in the major arcana. It is the first card in the major arcana, which makes sense. It's about new beginnings. Neptune's going to enter Aries at 0 degrees. This only happens every 14 years. And this is a major shift because Neptune suggests letting go and moving into Aries, readying us for new beginnings, giving us drive and courage. Neptune will be leaving its own sign of Pisces and moving into the uncharted realms of Aries, bringing transformations. They could surprise us with Uranus there. They really could. There could be surprise changes. You might wake up and go, I'm going to move from here and I'm going to go move, I don't know, 800 miles away or 8,000 miles away, right? Or something like that, or overseas. Or I don't want this relationship anymore. I don't want this job anymore. And just one day you just wake up and it's very unexpected. And so minutes before the ingress of Neptune entering into Aries, basically, Neptune will conjunct Mercury retrograde at 29 degrees, 59 minutes. So that's a big deal because 29 degrees is an anaretic degree, as is 59 minutes, really, because we are at the hour peak, right? And so the 29 degrees is an anaretic. It is the last degree in any sign. 29, there is no 30 degrees in astrology. So when we get to the 29th degree, and we have change. So there's huge change here. Neptune, but will conjunct Mercury retrograde. So there could be a precise moment when things will change, when a piece of information will just change, will bring change, right? Maybe it's an epiphany. Maybe it's like, I'm just going to go do that, right? And maybe you were even thinking about it, but maybe there's some type of a piece of information that can really change everything. Maybe it is your own kind of epiphany, your own awareness, right? Your own aha moment. Um, it could be brought in possibly from the outside. It could be, but that is going to be very interesting when, one piece of information can change us and propel us forward into Aries season. All right. So whatever was happening over the last 14 years, as represented by the house Neptune was transiting. So Neptune transits, I don't believe it's 14 years in every sign, but it's a very long transit. So whatever was happening over the last 14 years, as represented by the house Neptune was transiting your house, like based on your chart, right? Neptune was in Pisces. It's still there, but it's leaving, right? Depending on your own chart. Well, your own chart, I beg your pardon, will now evolve into something brand new, something entirely different. So we have so much change going on. We do, and we're entering a brand new 14-year cycle. So thank you so much for watching. And yeah, we're going to talk about the eclipses and the signs, all the signs in the next video. And thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that little bell if you want to get your chart read. You can sure get you one of those. And those are super powerful. If you'd like to get a past life reading with me, I'm certified. It is Dolores Cannon style. Woo woo, right? Yeah, for sure. Woo woo. That's the right word. Woo woo, right? Woo woo, right? This is, and yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Please hit that little like bell, as I said, the little bell, in order to um, inform you of all my videos coming out. Thanks so much, and looking forward to spring. Looking forward to the next video. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me today.